Hey, what's up, guys? First off, Happy New Year's. It's now 2020. We're in a new decade. 30 years past 1990 and 30 years away from 2050. Let that sink in, put it into perspective. Um, Hopefully, this is our decade, our year. May peace and prosperity be with us all during these kind of uncertain times in the world. But, today, let's get back to it. Bitcoin. It's been a few weeks since we've made a video, and I think for a lot of you who are waiting for bullish signals, confirmation that we're starting this new bull market again, I think we're starting to get it here. So we're going to dive into that. Before I begin, quick disclaimer, it's not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. Past performance is not an indicator of future performance, and you trade at your own risk. Everything I give here is simply my opinion. All we do here on this channel is analyze the price of Bitcoin, price action, and we hope that, we believe that price action, the price of a good, really shows you where the market stands. And that's why we like to focus on price action and price action alone. So, as I said before, I think, if you weren't too sure about whether we were in a bull market or we're going to continue going down, maybe this is a multi-year bear market, I think even the macro bears, you guys got to switch your sentiment now, because now we're breaking out of this channel. And breaking out of this channel to me is confirmation. However, it's not completely set in stone until we have a close on the weekly above this level, and then the next week we have that retest of the 21-week support and this channel line. So until we get a retest of that, still don't think it's completely confirmed, but to me this is very, 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 very bullish. Nothing wrong with my computer. I'm just trying to emphasize that this is absolutely bullish what we're seeing here, because usually we've seen rejections at the 21-week, and you could watch my previous video where we've talked about how the 21-week serves as support, and then it also serves as resistance in bear markets. So is it possible we're seeing a big wick like this and then we see a big dump below the 21-week? Yeah, it is possible. So this week's close is going to be important, and so is next week's close. But to me, it looks like this is a legitimate breakout, and I think we should at least, it's quite possible we test 9,500. Maybe test that bottom, that resistance point, and then we can maybe see a little sell-off and retest support lines to see if this breakout is truly legitimate. So, go watch the previous videos where we talked about how this yellow zone was going to serve as an accumulation zone for Bitcoin, and it seemed like we were not only bottoming out, but we were also in this kind of accumulation phase, kind of like right here before we started taking off. And I think we're going to start seeing a few green candles, and then we're going to really start taking off. And I think we're on track for retesting 20,000 in that second week of May. That's my theory. I think we're going to test it around then, but we'll just have to play it by ear as we get closer to the date. But I think we're on track for that. And the halving, however you say it, someone tell me how to say it. Not too sure. I've heard it many different ways. But the halving's on June 8th. So it's going to happen. I'm expecting to retest all-time highs right before this halving, and I think that's very doable. I think we're going to retest this red line again, get rejected, and then we're going to correct, and we're going to just be on our way at this point. All right. So, it wasn't really too much to say for this video, but I think anyone that was a macro bear or anyone that kind of had fears that maybe, because usually after you have a big parabolic move, you'll see a sharp sell-off, and then you'll see an attempt to get back up. So I do understand how perma bears feel, how macro bears feel about Bitcoin, how this could be a multi-year consolidation that we're already starting. But to break out of this channel, to hold support at the 7-year, at the bottom of the 7-year log channel. I mean, look how long this is held as support. You know, it really started when we entered here, and we hit the top, and we've been here since 2013. So the fact that it's been moving in the channel for 7 years now is, it's the most bullish signal you can get. The fact that we got huge rejections. I'll leave a link to the previous videos where we talked about all this, but the fact that we got a rejection right at the bottom of the line, and then even when we broke down, hit the top of the channel, the same week we saw a big rally back into this yellow zone, which was very important to us. And then we saw another retest, kind of broke below it, but we quickly regained the ground. And look how sharp these jumps have been, from here to 75, from 65 to 75, and then we went from 68 all the way, we're at 8,000 now. So we've seen sharp bounces off. We've broken out of this accumulation zone. My $7,800 line's missing. It should be another line right around here, but I don't know. It must have got deleted on accident. I'm just noticing this now, but bear with me. There's another line there, but the fact that we broke out of this zone, this seems to be very bullish to me. So take what you will with that. I think it's time for the macro bears to really start shifting their focus, because it looks like Bitcoin's getting ready for another leg up. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'm always, I want people to discuss. I want to see interactions on the page, and yeah, tell me what you guys think. I think I'm mega bullish right now. I think we're seeing confirmation of that last real bullish signal that we needed, which was breaking out of this 6-month channel, and we're seeing a legitimate breakout here. Yeah, the volume's not really indicating anything, but we should. But we are seeing a legitimate breakout. So, I noticed that with a lot of cryptos, a lot of people, especially when you do technical analysis and a lot of other markets, you do see heavy volume levels. But I've learned that with cryptos, volume doesn't always back the runs. So sometimes it's a lot more clearer. Right now, you're not seeing a crazy volume spike, but I think regardless, we are seeing a legitimate breakout, and the next step is going to be, where do we go, and are we going to retest these lines, and are we going to sell off immediately back below? Then I'd be a little concerned, but to me, mega bullish. Take what you will with that, guys. As I've said before, you look at the big picture for Bitcoin, and we're talking about eventually hitting this top channel again. And in 6 months from now, the top of the channel is at over 100K. So as I've always said before, I started accumulating I took a small position at 8,300, and then most of my position was added at 75, and then I was able to add new fresh positions when we hit the bottom of this channel. I wasn't sure if we were going to hit the bottom of the channel, because we haven't done that too often, but when we hit it, I added fresh positions. I was convinced that that was going to be the bottom right there. And regardless if you buy here at 64, regardless if you're buying at 83, regardless if you're buying at 10, all right, the big picture is, guys, that we're eventually going to go to the top of the channel. So if you're a big believer, you're patient, you're ready to hodl, I mean, I think you're starting to see confirmation that we're gonna continue going up, and we're not starting this multi-year bear market yet. I think we're gonna see one more blow off top, and then we're gonna start a multi-year correction. But anyways, guys, I I hope you guys have a wonderful year. I hope you have a great week. And may wealth and prosperity be with us all right? So we'll see you next video.